Spider injury report. Making strides. All right, 68. He's still going to be out with the ankle for next couple of days of practice. We'll see where he's at towards the end. Cannon, not going to practice. Sam will do Indy. We'll evaluate him after Indy. Hoping to get 7-on-7 in. Not sure if we're going to put him in team periods yet. Kind of that toe. We're just trying to make sure that he's good. Feels good with the shoes that he's got. So we'll kind of progress as we go through practice. So if he ends up getting a did not participate, like he'll at least do individual, and then we'll see where he's out after that. 55, he's not going to practice today. He's got that elbow and shoulder. Albert's still in the concussion protocol. CJ won't practice today. We're still doing a really deep dive here on just kind of how he's feeling and kind of see where we go with that. Henry Anderson will be limited today. Hernan will be limited today. Neville will be limited today. McClendon will be limited today, and Winters will be limited today. So we're getting some more guys out there, which is a positive. We'll just kind of see where this week takes us as far as who would be available for the game. We're still up in the air on a couple of these guys that are limited.
What's Winters' injury?
He's had he's putting duct tape all over his body right now. He's banged up, but he's fighting through it. He's giving us everything he's got.
You guys said you wanted to see how Mosley felt when he got back, and after, you guys evaluated him. How is he?
Yeah, we're doctors doing a really deep dive, just trying to make sure that, trying to figure out kind of where things are coming from. It might just be more than the groin. We're just trying to figure all that stuff out.
And just to be clear, Sam is good to go for Sunday. This is just being cautious.
Yeah, well, it's more of just kind of. He just had that procedure the other day,
Right.
which, he had toenail removed, and then
Right.
I don't know, it was pretty gross what they were talking about. So, he's just kind of. He's limping a little bit, but once we get kind of him in his shoe and the padding and all that stuff, we should be good to go.
What else would CJ have?
I don't know. I didn't ask too many questions. I'm just kind of waiting for them to kind of give me a final answer. I didn't want to play the whole is it this, is it this, is it this? So.
Is there concern there because?
Anytime he's not out at practice, it's not ideal. Especially, not only is he one of our better players, but captain. We're thin right now. We're running out of bodies at linebacker.
CJ said after the game that basically this would not be 100% unless he did play.
Yeah.
So he said, I'm not missing the rest of the season. So you kind of under the understanding that he might not be 100%.
I think we just gotta get with the doctors and kind of once we kind of get all the facts of what's going on with his body, and sit down and figure out. Okay, what's the best thing to do going forward? Where are we at? What can we do for him? How can we help him?
Is this a situation where you guys are holding him out and he's pushing to practice, or is he not well enough to practice? Right?
He's always going to push to practice. We're that's why we're doing a extremely deep dive in what's going on.
Did you notice him not look like himself? It seemed like he wasn't himself.
I kind of noticed. I just kept seeing him. Kind of pulling around, just seemed like every time he was on the ground, he'd get up and he just didn't seem comfortable.
Right.
So, I was glad they pulled him out when they did. It was just I didn't know what was wrong with him, because all indications going in the game was he felt really good, especially watching him practice. I saw him look like the guy that, before the Buffalo game. And I don't know kind of what changed there. I didn't know if he got hit or if he opened up and something wasn't right. It's just nobody said anything. I don't think he was saying anything to anybody.
But he did look significantly different in those few days.
I thought he did. I thought he looked, but it's different than a game. When you get going in a real time game, scout team, in New England's offense, that's two different animals right there.
How did you handle today when you got in front of the team again? What happened Monday night, and then correcting things, but also flipping the.
Yeah, for us, we got to reset. We got to move on to Jacksonville fast. We got to correct the problems that we had in that last game, and that's one of those things that is going to be addressed every day, whether you win or lose. There's mistakes every game. You cover them up when you win. There's less pain when you correct. For us, it's going to be about being on the details this week, getting ready for what Jacksonville does, making sure that we do a good job getting that front covered up, especially offensively, and then defensively, really fine-tuning alignment, assignment, playing fast, just making sure we're doing the right things.
What kind of gives you the confidence that this team is the team that played the Cowboys and not necessarily the one that played the Patriots, and that New England game was just a minor hiccup?
Yeah, I mean, for us, it didn't start out well for us. Like, the first 19 plays of the game are about as bad as you can start a game against that team, especially, probably any team. When you go 16-play drive, 9 minutes, penalty on the return, 2 plays, and they got the ball again inside the red zone. That's not going to be ideal. That's, we have to understand, one, how to bounce back from that, and then, which we're not there yet. We got to learn this, and we have to do a better job of playing complementary football. Like, we have a 16-play drive on defense. Offense got to go out there. We got to put something together. We got to answer. We have to get points. We have to put a drive together. We can't just give them the ball right back and let those guys have another red area shot.
What have your conversations been like with Sam since Monday night, even today?
Learn from it, move on. Got to clear your mind. You got to make sure you do a great job of going in this game, focus on this game. What happened last week is irrelevant. You have to learn from it, but it's gone. There's nothing we can do about it now.
Does his personality, normally he's never rattled. That night he looked rattled. Does his personality help him in this situation?
Yeah, to me, I see a guy that's focused on this week. I don't see a guy that's thinking about the last game. I think he's dialed into what we're doing right now.
Adam, everyone's obviously frustrated. Some of the players have come out and said they were embarrassed. I'm sure on some level you were too.
Yeah, if you were involved in that game on our side, it's embarrassing. You don't want to lose 33-0. You don't want that to happen. You don't want to get just smoked like that where everybody looks terrible. You put too much time and effort, and you spend all these hours up here. You practice. Guys are fighting through injury. That's when you're on national television and that happens. It's for everybody to see, and to go through that. It's embarrassing.
The fan base is also understandably frustrated. They're ticked off at you. You are the head coach. So
Yeah.
why should they have confidence that you are the right guy to turn things around as the head coach?
Well, this is one of those situations, unfortunately, I've been through before. It's not fun to go through. You have to, as a head coach, you got to put your head down. You got to go to work. You got to make sure that you do a good job of keeping the locker room, just focus on task at hand. It's easy when you win. It's hard when you lose, when you're one and you have one win through this many weeks. It's not easy. But if it was easy, then there'd be a lot more people doing this job than me.
Right, but why should they believe in you specifically?
It's just, right now, I'm the one in the position to do this, and I got a lot of experience doing this. I don't have to sell my job. This is what I do.
How much of an obstacle is it for you to kind of overcome that? Because this isn't a pretty normal situation, because this team hasn't made the playoffs in 8 years. You weren't around for the last, when things went bad with Rex, and then they went bad with Todd. So you kind of have a team or a fan base that is so desperate for the playoffs. At the same time, you're coming in and trying to instill a new culture, and build a new team. How difficult is it to overcome that?
None of these guys. How many guys have been here? I think we had 31 new players. They don't know all that. They're focused on this year, worried about what do we have to do to get better? What do we have to do to win a game? That's what they're focused about. What happened in the past year, nobody cares. We don't. We weren't here. I was somewhere else.
A couple more? Can you just clarify something? So yesterday you said, or whatever, yesterday, 2 days ago, you said the preparation for the Patriot Blitz was fine. So if the preparation isn't right, is there miscommunication among the linemen, or is Sam not correct identifying stuff?
We had multiple errors. It was just a different person or a different couple guys. We make the right mic point, we don't finish it off. We make the wrong mic point, we don't adjust. That's the hardest thing about playing New England is you work on things that, one, you try to kind of figure out how they're going to do it against you, what you've seen on tape. But at the end of the day, he's always going to have a little different wrinkle. He's going to have something that looks a little different that can kind of screw up what you're trying to do. And if you misidentify things, that's when you're gonna have a free runner. That's when you're gonna have somebody get to the quarterback that you didn't anticipate getting to the quarterback. And we didn't do a good, we messed up the first one, which caused the interception, and it avalanched for us. And we started doing things that we hadn't practiced. And we have to stick to our plan as far as what we worked on all week. We went away from that. We just didn't do a good job of really handling the adversity that was handed to us.
So how do you just respond when people say they got blown out, they weren't prepared? Because you've heard that multiple times this year.
I mean, it's hard to really take any, like for me to listen to that, like, I know what we did all week. Nobody else does. I mean, the people in this building knows, the players know. I mean, it's hard to argue, like, the results are what they are. Like, we lost, we got killed. Like, it looked crap, it looked terrible. But, I mean, I know what we worked on all week.
Last week we spent a lot of time talking about how Sam could throw off any platform, his feet didn't have to be right. Now Monday night, it looked like his feet were all messed up, he's thrown off his back foot. What's the balance there for him and knowing when to take a sack versus forcing the throws?
Yeah, I mean, that's something that we talked about when to just go down, when you can try to make a throw. You know, it's work in progress for us. You know, we're you know, it's like one of those things, it's not a problem until it's a problem. You know, that's even like sometimes when he does throw from different platforms, we talk about, hey, your alignment, your footwork. We go through those things. We're trying to constantly work on those. He's the biggest, you know, he's the one that when he watches, he's like, my feet need to be better here. Even when in the Dallas game, there was times where he's like, my feet were terrible over on this throw. You know, he completed it, but he's not even looking at that. He's just saying my feet aren't good.
You had a pretty warm exchange with Bill after the game. Did you kind of go back with him a little bit from your competition against Miami?
Yeah, I mean, it's just competing against him twice a year. I mean, I've been, whether it be a coordinator or head coach, it just feels like twice a year since 2013, and then being in Denver since 2009, and then working for Josh. I just know a lot of those guys, and he's always been good to me.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Adam.